Here we are. All right. Angsty a bit today. I'm going to use that. I'm going to shuttle that. We're going to start transitioning into phase two. Still kind of leading out from what I was doing the first month. And so it's going to look like a little more deliberate focus on pushing and the push press in general, but with a single arm at a time. So we're going to accomplish that with low reps, like I was doing before, but now we're going to increase the volume a bit with sets. So we're looking at 6 to 8 sets of our single arm push press. And then I'm going to complement around that with some leg exercise, some back exercise, some tricep focus. So that's the plan overall here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go through the priming sequence. So we'll start with some dislocate and use our handy tool here. Make sure with that outward tension, we kind of squeeze the stick and pull out so I can maintain that tension, lock the elbows out, and express those rotator muscles. Wake everything up and get it to respond, because once weight kind of gets away from you, you want to be able to capture it, restabilize, and control it. And since you guys like my Beartooth shirt, I decided to wear my old band shirt. So this is Bloodshed Promise. This is our crazy metal shirt that we put out for a minute. Is it available for sale? No. Only exclusive, awesome people have it. So now I'm kind of rotating this same sequence, but I can get a little bit of a different stimulus this way in the rotator cuffs. Other direction. I try and remember this one. There's a lot of these stick mobility exercises that are valuable. I try to remember the impactful ones here for the shoulders. So one of them, I believe, we're going to kind of pull forward. And just gradually put pressure in that range of motion here. I'm going to repeat this on the other side. So I'm actually pulling my right arm down and resisting a bit with my back arm. And I do like this because I need to get that chest to really open up. And as I apply pressure, it's a very slow rotation here as I'm pushing forward. It's another good way to open up the chest and get the inner part of the deltoid to really kind of respond. I guess anterior delt is what I mean. If you guys haven't used the stick for mobility, you're missing out. That just helps direct a lot of your focus more effectively. It's an awesome prop. We have a lot of the exercises and the founders of stick mobility in our Mass Performance program. Quite a bit of options there. So if you haven't picked that up, highly suggest it. Ooh, but yeah, that gets things loose and active and charged up and ready to stabilize. So not a lot of emphasis on the hips today, although now that I mention it, I am going to be doing Bulgarian squats. So I'll go ahead and just do a quick pass here at our squat test that we use in our Prime program. I'm just trying to kind of connect all these points of contact. squat it down, sit in it. So here's our focus here first. I got an 80 pound, roughly about 80 pounds. What is this, 32 kilograms? 36 kilograms, I mean. Um, and so yeah, I'll be working on that and go through the sets to try to keep it around, 65, 70%, 2 reps, and just deliberately focus on technique and kind of connecting everything together. So that when I start performing this with the barbell, maybe doing the same thing. Some of these workouts are going to look pretty familiar here in this next phase. If they haven't already from the first phase, I was trying to show a lot of variety because there's a lot of function from the shoulder. And I was trying to address all of those potentials and strengthen those potentials and those ranges of motion. Now I just have to get more deliberate with the skill. So this might be repetitive. This might be a bit boring for you guys, but the progressive overload portion of it, maybe that'll get you excited on some level. But we're going to go independent loading here first, and then we're going to, work our way towards the barbell. Blah, 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 show me the work. Let's start with the challenging arm. It's moments like these where I'm really glad that I'm taking my bio-optimizers. This impact adds up, and just to know that I have support to heal this tissue and give me that kind of comfort at night really makes a difference. Round one. Probably about 2 more sets with this guy, and then I'm gonna increase. Now, this is about 80 pounds, so I wanna get about a 90 pounder in there in between. So I'm gonna go get that for the round 4 and 5. So here's our ladder. This is about 40 kilograms. And this Bertha is about 56, so we're gonna save that guy for the end. If I haven't fatigued too much before that. No promises. Round 2, here we go. So my goal really is to start getting more and more violent with these to where I can't work out in here anymore. I'm looking at another place where they're a little more inviting to throw weights and express yourself violently. That's important when shooting for a strength goal that's a little bit outside of your reach currently, and being around other individuals that do the same. So I'm looking at another kind of Olympic lifting type of a spot where they actually have some boxes and setups so I can throw some barbells around and get loud and violent. So that'll be fun. Right now I'm controlled and conservative. Round 3. Move up, you said? Okay. So technically, as I get further along and work more on my acceleration, I'll be lightening the load a lot more. Right now, I'm trying to kind of peer into my potential independently on each arm, see what that looks like in terms of movement and velocity, right versus left, because a lot of that gets masked with the barbell. So once I get the barbell moving, it'll be, you know, probably around 60, 65% max. So that way I'm working on that snap, I'm working at that velocity, that explosive potential. So I train it and I solidify it, I hone in on it, and then we load to see where we're at. So a lot more like an Olympic lifter would approach it. Skill, perform. Skill, perform. So it's a process. And this is what I'll be doing in between even workouts when I'm not filming. Just like refine the skill, keep at it, adjust the load. So it seems monotonous, but that's what I gotta do. So this is about 90 pounds. 90 something pounds. Anyways, it's heavier. Let's put it that way. Okay, it's the left arm. Things to point out and reflect on. Stability feels good. Lockout feels good. Control. Speed's a little clunky. So, gotta iron that out. And that happens when your technique is really firing in all cylinders. And I build that ritual, so we'll get there. But what I did work on, I feel. So we'll do one more round of these, and then we'll try the big boy. And then we could look at the old video and compare ourselves. That'll be fun. Oh, I gotta leave some in the tank. Do I got any left for this big guy? Sure.
You can do it.
I can do it. Oh, it's a big fucking jump. Sorry, Mom, we'll bleep out all those F-bombs. This is a PR song. It's Pantera. Yesterday don't mean schnizzle. And then Norma Jean's Triffids. Those are like two of my PR songs, so I don't want to say that it's destiny. No, psychology. Sloppy. We gotta get good. We gotta get set. We gotta get more focused. false alarm. This is no problem. Getting up there is a problem. We're gonna wait in between on the left arm. Let's just call this kettlebell Travis. My old bully in high school. Fuck you, Travis. Oh, that was ugly. Still got you, Travis. You fuck. Yeah, a little bit of discrepancy there. It's noticeable. I'm gonna get one more attempt for one. My left, just to. It's like, this is where we flirt and we dance a little bit. If this was a client, I'd tell him not to do it. Get it, bitch! Ah! No sense in slowing it down. That was just a press. That was ugly. But hey, you gotta get to the ugly ones to make them pretty. Okay. Whew, now I gotta recover a bit, so let's sit down and enjoy our element tea. People, ironically, that are drawn to heavy metal are the ones that internalize everything. They've even associated like bipolar and a lot of other conditions with rock musicians and heavy metal musicians in general, which is interesting to me because they don't function really well in anything else in terms of how they learn or what other job might suit them. It's like musicians are very, that somehow balances and communicates right to left brain better for them just because of how deficient they are. And a lot of times that's attributed to bipolar. Who was it? The lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan, was talking about that. I thought that was interesting. So, little fun facts. But speaking of all the brain health, you know, one thing that musicians, and not just musicians, but anybody in general could benefit from brain-wise is creatine. So, the cognitive benefits they're finding from creatine are substantial, and all the other health markers and the protective qualities it brings. And that's all now with new research pointing towards more than somewhere around 10 grams. Now for me, I have to split that up throughout the day, so it's my stomach doesn't get all crazy on me. But it's making a significant difference. So creatine gummies, probably the best way for you to keep consistent with it as well. Legion creatine gummies. We're gonna go ahead and get some Bulgarian split squats in here now that I'm somewhat recovered. We're gonna do kind of a contralateral load here. So I'm gonna go rack position and then one at the bottom here. So there's two different ways. I'm thinking we're gonna front load or we're gonna rack load our foot that's back. They're asking me to balance. Or am I wrong? Let me see. Yeah, let's do it this way. That's always fun when balance and control under any state of fatigue is a bit of a beast, but it's good. It's good to work through. This is where I really hone in for athletes, like opportunities where it's not an overwhelming amount of load. It's not something that they're likely to injure themselves doing, but very challenging when they're under state of fatigue, because in a game you got to perform, and you're gonna hit a wall and you're gonna hit fatigue, and then the mental fortitude and discipline is what, and the training is what carries you through that. And you can find another gear. It's there, but worst thing to do is to place an athlete under a precarious, complex lift, especially like an Olympic lift, in any state of fatigue. Recipe for disaster, so I'm always conscious of that. I'm doing better about not training that way myself. Do as I say. But I will do what I say. I'll do what I say. Find a good post to lean on. That's my friend. Ring dips? Anyone? Me? Fine. Here's a new one for you, Dylan. This band's called Soul Embraced, death metal, Christian death metal. Yeah, they never played this at my youth group. I don't know why. It's a great Easter song. This was like a hack I had growing up. Find the craziest music with the most positive lyrics, so my parents couldn't throw away the CDs, which were tapes. Then they became CDs. Just curious to see how many people grew up with CDs. I bet you there's some 8-tracks in here, huh? We got some 8-tracks watching this. Some old phonograph. Some Dougs. Yeah, a little. Oh, that was the old-timey like swing big band music. Which hilariously, I was totally into that when I was high school. There's this big band kind of revival. I was like this total greaser guy. Took my girlfriend to like rockabilly shows, and we learned how to swing dance. And it was a whole thing. It was fun, a lot of fun, but that hasn't come back. That came and kind of nosedived. Oh my God, I'm bringing all the bangers. Zayo! Oh, see, this is a repeat offender. I've done this, what, twice now? If you say this has no benefit, we're gonna fight. I can't tell you how much strength and progress I've received from exclusively focusing on ring dips. All right, let's get about 4 to 5 reps here. Oh, that hits, dude. I love this song. I mean, it's not clicking. Range of motion is still there. Don't want to jinx it, but so far so good. And by the way, single arm kettlebell push press is challenging, but it doesn't directly translate to barbell push press. So just in case you're wondering. But like I said, what it did show me was a visible discrepancy on my left side still. So as I go through now max strength and really improving that, a lot of my accessory lifts, I want to try to build up a little more strength and stability in my left shoulder especially. That's what the lesson I learned today, which is kind of obvious because this is my dominant arm. And you're never going to have perfect, it's not going to be equally balanced. It's just not likely. I do too many things with my right arm, but there's some freaks out there that deliberately try to be ambidextrous with every single thing they do during the day, and that's fascinating. But we're just gonna work with what I got. So. Oh, I love digging my way out. We're gonna do some pull-ups here. The supinated grips, so technically chin up. Shoulders are feeling it now. 4 to 5 reps. This is where you start to feel when you've gained weight or not. Nutrition update, I've been doing the same thing. You know what's tough about the nutrition stuff? I have gut things, so I'm limited on food that I can digest effectively. So I'm cramming in more protein, but the overall total for the amount of calories I can consume is pretty underwhelming for where I'd like to be. And I've tried to keep pressing it, and then I get crazy acid reflux response, inflammation, bloating, all that kind of stuff. So, and yes, I've gone through SIBO protocol. I've gone through a lot of testing and food intolerances, and I know where I'm intolerant, and dairy's a big one. Gluten's the biggest. And so I just have to kind of do this dance of like gradually add 100 to 200 more calories and get it in earlier. The later I wait in the day, the worse. So, work in progress. But nutrition is the least exciting thing that we talk about for me. Just get it done, you know. Do what works for you. Figure it out. If you need to improve your performance, you're probably going to want to up your calories, up your protein, so you can have the building blocks for building muscle. And then just naturally kind of taper it off if we're trying to shave down some body fat. But yeah, We definitely go into a lot of detail on the podcast about this, so I'll let you go there. Here we go, round 2. Oh, I still caught it. Look at that. All right, 3 more. Right. Party. I'm going to finish with some static stretch. We're going to use the stick for that. Not that one, that was too tall. That'll work. Yeah, I can do it. So I'm going to pack my shoulder and then hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds here. And just give it a little bit of isometric contraction. So not a passive stretch, but more of a kin stretch. Here we go, down. So I'm pulling this straight down and I'm retracting and depressing my shoulder blade, so I'm reinforcing that packing position. I said 30, but I meant 10-second intervals, so we're just going to do 2 because I'm adding isometric intensity. Like 60% intensity, you know? I'm not squeezing very hard, just enough to keep tension. Beautiful. Whew. And then it's all Sarah McLachlan on the way home. Okay? We're gonna get in that parasympathetic state. We're gonna be in the arms of the angel. We're gonna recover. We're gonna come back and we're gonna get aggressive and violent again. Rinse and repeat. We'll see you next time.